Okay, continuing with my Spikes M4 build, I got some more parts in today. That being the Magpul CTR buttstock and a couple of sights, front and rear sights by Spikes Tactical. I believe these are Troy rebranded sights for Spikes Tactical, and they have the Spikes Spider logo on them. And we're going to start with the CTR. The CTR runs roughly $20 to $30 more than the standard Magpul MOE buttstock. I've used them both, and I don't have problems with either of them. It's really hard to say, for me to say, if the CTR is worth the extra money over the MOE. I don't have any problems with either of the stocks. Supposedly the CTR, with its locking handle assembly where you adjust it and it press down on the handle and it locks it into place, is more stable. But I never really noticed any type of issues with the MOE with it being unstable. So, you know, other than that, I don't know the exact differences. I know the CTR has attachments for QD swivel. So basically, we've got installation instructions, which is nothing to get excited about. Magpul sticker, stock. Now this is something new I haven't seen before. I've actually already unfolded this. This is a gigantic product brochure on one side, and on the other side it has some sort of a tactical picture of somebody with a rifle. There's no way I can unfold all of this and show it, so I'm not even going to try. It's listed as a 2012 product catalog. I just haven't seen one of those before. And that's just a warning label. It discusses the spacer pad and the differences between the commercial tube and the milspec tube. This is milspec, of course. I don't really see any purpose in commercial spec. So the main difference, everybody probably already knows that, is this handle right here. So with this handle down, you can adjust the stock, and once you get it adjusted in place, you snap that down to lock the stock, and supposedly it doesn't wobble. And that's the there's a metal insert there for the QD swivel in case you decide to run the QD swivel on the back of the stock. So those are the main two differences between the MOE and the CTR that I'm aware of. You know, again, this particular Spikes build is a no compromise build, so I went with the supposedly superior stock, the CTR over the MOE. So that was my choice, and that's what comes in the box. Now moving on to the Spikes. I'll go ahead and open these. Now the other thing you've got to justify is paying a lot more money to get these metal Spikes, or Troy rebranded Spikes, front and rear sights. These are roughly, I guess it depends on who you buy them from, but I believe they're that up so you can see it. I believe they're roughly $185 to $200 for a set of these, give or take. I've run several different types of backup sites. This is my first experience with the Troys. I've normally run the Magpuls, and I don't have any problems. The last M4 I built, had a standard F-marked front sight, M4 front sight, and a Magpul backup sight, Gen 2. And on other rifles I've had the Magpuls as well. I don't personally have an issue with the Magpuls, as long as they're, you know, USA made Magpul products. Though the Magpuls run about $100, give or take, depends on where you buy them from, and so these are roughly double the price. And what do you get? You know, a full metal sight, appears to be very high quality. The hardware, the fasteners, they're low profile. They have the really cool Spikes logo. That's worth an extra $100, don't you think? And the rear sight's got the dual aperture, a little bit different than the Magpul. The Magpul's dual aperture has got one that flips down in front of the other. I guess if I had to file a complaint about the Magpul, it's kind of... if you have gloves on, it's kind of difficult to flip between the apertures. At least that for me. For me, I've had some issues flipping between the apertures. But then I normally run scopes, so then these are used as backup sights. This is convenient, which I think would work great with gloves on, from what I can see. That's a plus. High quality metal, low profile, very spring-loaded. Very, seems to be very stiff. That could be because I'm trying to do this without it mounted on a firearm. Let's try the front one again. There we go. Pretty low profile. I'd have to measure this compared to the Magpul. You know I've seen some sights where the screw down knob, well, in this case it's a flathead screw, if you can see that, but some of these stick out quite far, and I've seen people complain about those snagging and getting in the way of operating the charging handle and such. So I personally have no experience with those types of sights. Again, I've got limited experience with these different types of products. This is part of my No Compromise Spikes M4 build. So I noticed that on Troy's website, these are not, they're roughly the same price as getting the Spikes ones. So it's not like you could save $50 by going to Troy's site and buying them without the Spikes logo. So at least that wasn't my experience. So that about wraps it up for this unboxing of the Magpul CTR and the Spikes / Troy backup sights. I'll do another video covering the installation of these accessories and an unboxing of my new upper as well.